Hello everyone. We are very happy to see you on the CCH-History channel. In this video, we have selected for you some of the most amazing and astonishing treasures and finds of antiquity. These finds have made a great contribution to our history and became an integral part of it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also share your opinions in the comments. And so, are you ready? Let's begin. Sea treasure, golden coins in Caesarea. In 2015, an amateur diver was diving near the Israeli port city of Caesarea. At that moment, he noticed something shiny on the seabed. It turned out to be a gold coin, and it was not alone. When it was possible to take a closer look at what was depicted on the coin, it became clear that this was not just some toy. Archaeologists who arrived at the scene were able to raise thousands of gold coins from the seabed, dating back to the 10-12th century. Scientists cannot even estimate the value of this find, so it is considered priceless for now. Antikythera ship. In 1900, divers engaged in sponge harvesting plunged into the waters near the Greek island of Antikythera. They stumbled upon the remains of an ancient ship. The captain of the divers brought to the surface a strange object, which turned out to be the arm of a bronze statue. Scientists quickly joined the investigation, and this operation is considered the first in the history of underwater archaeology. It turned out that the sunken ship dates back to the 1st century BC. The study of the Antikythera ship has been ongoing for over 100 years. During this time, archaeologists managed to raise treasures, dishes, well-preserved statues, but the main star is considered the famous Antikythera mechanism. Essentially, it is an ancient computer that the Greeks used to calculate the motion of celestial bodies. The total value of the finds from the Antikythera ship is currently estimated at over $100 million. Treasures of the city of Sroda. In the mid-80s, in the Polish city of Sroda, an old building was being demolished. Underneath it, workers discovered a vase filled with several thousand silver coins dating back to the 14th century. If this find had ended there, few would have ever learned about it. 3 years later, another building was demolished not far from the site of the previous treasure, and this time, a new hoard was discovered. But this one already contained gold jewelry, diamonds, and even a gold crown. Local authorities organized a large-scale archaeological investigation this time. However, local residents quickly caught on and began searching nearby landfills where trash was dumped after building demolitions. The police believe that some managed to find remnants of the treasure among the garbage. Either way, the total value of the found hoard is estimated at over $100 million. Mysterious city of the monkey god. There are many dense, impenetrable forests. For centuries, researchers from around the world have been studying these territories, and some discoveries leave scientists puzzled. In 2011, a team of researchers discovered the legendary lost city of the monkey god. It was believed that the city was abandoned by the Aztecs 500 years ago after a deadly disease broke out there. Since then, the place remained untouched. The Aztecs themselves were convinced that the city was cursed by the gods, and they unleashed a plague to kill them. However, not only the discovery of the lost city shocked researchers. During the expedition, they contracted the so-called flesh-eating disease. This dangerous infectious disease causes certain parts of the body to simply start dying. Often, this disease leads to amputations or even death. Researchers described their horrifying experience of infection and how the disease rapidly spread through the body. Moreover, during the excavations in the city, poisonous snakes sneaked into their camp at night. In the end, the team, taking a few artifacts, decided to hastily leave the cursed place. Although most of them are sure that the main secrets of the city of the monkey god are still untouched. Of course, many believe that what happened to the research team is nothing but a curse, similar to what the Aztecs faced, and allegedly it continues to work in one way or another. The lost city of the monkey god harbors many mysteries and secrets. The Amazon monster, Mapinguari. The giant creature named Mapinguari is said to roam the rainforest of the Amazon in South America. Some consider it a mythical creature due to the scarce and highly varied accounts of it. Some say this monster resembles a huge hairy cyclops, while others describe it more like a giant sloth. Yet others claim it has a large, toothy mouth on its belly. The only commonality in these scattered accounts is the creature's gigantic and fearsome appearance. The Amazon rainforest is home to numerous isolated tribes that do not intersect or maintain contact with each other. Despite this, researchers have encountered tales of the giant monster among many tribes in the area. Scientists have long been on the quest to find this creature, but so far, their efforts have not yielded results. Some researchers speculate that Mapinguari might actually be a known species called megatherium. These were giant ground sloths that lived in South and North America around 15,000 years ago. Megatherium were truly massive, reaching lengths of up to 6 meters and weighing up to 4 tons. Despite their colossal size and intimidating appearance, megatherium were herbivores and quite slow-moving, likely contributing to their extinction. The people who inhabited the American continent 15,000 years ago likely hunted these creatures to extinction. Legends and stories about megatherium may have been passed down through generations, possibly explaining why they persist to this day, even though no one has seen the creature alive. Additional evidence that megatherium is extinct is the lack of relatively recent remains of the creature. However, it's essential to remember that the Amazon rainforest is the largest tropical forest on the planet, and many of its areas are poorly explored. It's possible that mythical creatures like Mapinguari are hiding in these uncharted territories. Mysterious waters. The hot river in the Amazon. Tropical forests in the Amazon, as you might have guessed, are a remarkable place where many incredible things happen. One such phenomenon is a boiling river that likely kills anything that enters its waters. This river is located in modern-day Peru. The water temperature in this water body can reach nearly 100 degrees Celsius, posing a serious risk of severe burns to those who come in contact with it. In recent years, scientists have been able to study this location much better. For example, they measured the exact temperature and found that the water in this place does not actually boil. It is just extremely hot, making it still quite dangerous. The main question that remains unanswered is the cause of this phenomenon. Why is the water heating up? One hypothesis suggests that the water penetrates deep underground where it heats up before returning to the surface through faults and cracks. Mystical structure at the bottom of Lake Michigan. Most of you are probably familiar with the mystical structure Stonehenge located in Britain. However, not long ago, scientists discovered something similar to Stonehenge at the bottom of Lake Michigan in the USA. Researchers were astonished to find a series of stone balls on the lake bed. What makes them intriguing is that these balls were arranged in a perfect hexagonal shape. Thousands of years ago, this area was inhabited by Native American tribes who later disappeared and others took their place. The stones were thoroughly studied only a few years ago. It turned out that although the balls at first glance form a perfect geometric shape, they are not arranged or connected in the same way. So most likely, this formation has no connection to ancient civilizations and is simply a natural formation. Search for spacecraft debris on the ocean floor. 60 years ago, when rockets were just beginning to be launched into space, scientists couldn't predict where the detached parts, separated during the flight, would eventually fall. Usually, These unwanted parts fell somewhere into the ocean and they were forgotten forever. At present, a vast number of spacecraft debris lie at the bottom of the oceans, and finding them is incredibly difficult and expensive, so nobody was actively pursuing this. However, the world's richest person, Jeff Bezos, has both the money and a profound interest in space, having even flown there himself. In 2012, he assembled a special expedition to attempt to find the engines that propelled the Apollo 11 mission into orbit. This mission notably landed humans on the moon. Eventually, the engine was discovered in the ocean at a depth of 4 kilometers. To everyone's surprise, the engines were in good condition, considering they had flown from a tremendous height, crashed into the ocean, and then lay there for almost 50 years. According to the law, NASA still owns all remnants of rockets ever launched by them. However, Jeff Bezos hopes to keep the find for himself and display it in a museum. The Baltic anomaly. History and investigation. In 2011, a group of divers exploring sunken ships at the bottom of the Baltic Sea discovered a strange object. The object was so peculiar that it received a special name, the Baltic anomaly. It was a structure of an unusual shape, measuring 70 meters in length, located at a depth of 100 meters. There were numerous theories about what this object was and what it was doing at the bottom of the sea. Some claimed it was debris from an unidentified flying object, and it did resemble an extraterrestrial spacecraft. Another theory suggested that it might be the remains of a submerged city from many years ago. A special team of divers descended to the site, conducted an investigation, and took samples for detailed analysis. In the end, scientists concluded that there was no mystery in this object. The mysterious object turned out to be part of glacial deposit. The majority of the Baltic Sea was formed by glaciers that melted and gradually moved. Thousands of years ago, a large stone or volcanic rock of a peculiar shape was transported here with the ice. However, the members of the expedition who directly found the mysterious object continue to adhere to the theory of the extraterrestrial origin of the Baltic anomaly. The Bimini Road or path to Atlantis. Near the Bahamas, there is an ancient and mysterious road that was laid thousands of years ago. There is a theory that the Bimini Road is nothing else but a path to the submerged Atlantis. The Bimini Road was discovered almost 60 years ago, and it consists of stones arranged in a way that looks like a paved road with stones placed side by side. The artifact suddenly begins and ends. The main question that puzzles many is how this object ended up underwater. Scientists do not have evidence that large civilizations once existed in this location. That's why some are convinced that this road is a direct path to Atlantis. However, scientists tend to lean towards a less thrilling idea. They believe that the Bimini Road is just a peculiar-looking rock formation that occurred naturally, not through the work of extraterrestrial or vanished civilizations. Analysis of the stones did not reveal any signs of being carved by tools. The disappearance of Percy Fawcett, Enigma of the Amazon forests. British explorer and adventurer Percy Fawcett disappeared in the Amazon rainforest in 1925. Fawcett, a veteran of World War I, was a well-known figure in Britain. He spent much of his career searching for an ancient mysterious city he referred to as Zed. In 1925, he raised funds for an expedition and set out in search of the city with a small team, including his son. Arriving in Brazil, the expedition ventured into the thickets of the Amazon forests. From the last inhabited place, Fawcett sent a letter to his wife, stating that the expedition was proceeding according to plan. After that, nothing was heard about Fawcett and his expedition. Moreover, members of several subsequent search expeditions also disappeared without a trace. This incident contributed to the reputation of the Amazon as a dangerous and unexplored place. The Spanish galleon San Jose. The most expensive underwater discovery was made relatively recently in 2015. Not far off the coast of Colombia, a Spanish galleon from the early 18th century was discovered. A galleon is a large warship of that time, but it's not the ship itself that makes this discovery the most expensive in history, but its cargo. The ship was carrying a valuable cargo, including a lot of gold, silver, and precious stones before it sank. As of today, the value of the cargo is estimated at $17 billion. It turned out that in 1708, the galleon named San Jose was transporting not only a valuable cargo, 60 cannons, but also almost 600 crew members. In the end, off the coast of Colombia, there was a military clash with another ship. In the course of the battle, the gunpowder in the holds exploded and the ship went down. Out of several hundred crew members, only 11 managed to survive. In 2015, Colombian military discovered the ship at the bottom of the sea. However, it still lies there as scientists ponder how to delicately raise the ship to the surface. Politicians argue about which country has the right to the treasure. Colombia claims that it belongs to them since their military found the ship, while Spain argues that since it was their ship in the 18th century, the treasures also belong to them after several hundred years. Amazonian geoglyphs, mysterious traces in tropical forests. Hundreds of giant geometrically shaped trenches have been dug into the soil of the Amazon rainforest. The age of these geoglyphs is estimated to be thousands of years, and scientists do not know what they are, who created them, and for what purpose. Numerous tribes and peoples lived in these territories long before the arrival of Europeans on the continent. Some scientists have theorized that the geoglyphs had a ritual purpose, suggesting that people gathered here for ceremonies. Other researchers believe that the geoglyphs had a military function. After a group of researchers conducted a computer reconstruction of all discovered geoglyphs, they concluded that indigenous tribes controlled the forest's growth in this way, mainly before Europeans arrived on the continent. Artifact in the Guatemalan jungle, the mystery of the giant stone head. In the 1950s, a giant stone head was discovered in the jungles of Guatemala. What made this artifact particularly intriguing was that its facial features resembled those of a white European, which was puzzling. Scientists determined an approximate date for the creation of this object, revealing that European explorers had not yet arrived in South and Central America at that time, indicating that the local population had not encountered Europeans. After its discovery, the artifact was almost destroyed during a military conflict in the region. However, in the 21st century, the discovery gained attention once again. The creators of a documentary about the Mayan civilization claimed that an unknown civilization had made contact with extraterrestrial beings, and the stone head served as evidence of this fact. A local archaeologist stated during an interview that the head was not created by any known vanished civilization. Allegedly, it belongs to a previously unknown advanced civilization with sophisticated technologies and knowledge. The head found half a century ago doesn't resemble any other stone head discovered in the region, even though many belong to known civilizations like the Maya or the Olmecs. The whereabouts of the people who created this particular stone head remain unknown, and finding the answers to these questions is an ongoing mystery. Iron-Manganese nodules in the ocean. Over the last decades, mysterious iron spheres have been discovered on the ocean floor in various regions of the world, with the Pacific Ocean being a common location. Scientists have been studying these objects for years but haven't fully understood the exact cause of their formation. This phenomenon is called iron-manganese nodules or concretions, indicating the materials these objects are composed of. Researchers currently believe that concretions grow very slowly, increasing by less than a centimeter per million years. Considering their size, the age of some found spheres exceeds 10 million years. During this period, metallic ore slowly crystallizes around a core. However, the origin of this ore remains not entirely clear. Initially, these spheres attracted attention as a source of valuable metals. However, it later became clear that extracting concretions is so complex that it's easier and cheaper to obtain the same metals on land. That's all for us. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like and hit the bell. We will also be very happy to see your comment. Thank you for watching.